Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, many of us are very excited about the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie coming up. We're actually going to see the first introduction of X-Men into the Marvel Universe, the MC Disney Marvel Universe, with the exception of kind of like the question about Kamala Khan at the end of her Miss Marvel series. It was like, well, she might be this and she might also be this at the exact same time. She might be a little bit of a mutant. That's the first time we actually heard the word. Well, we're going to see official mutants, actual real mutants that we all have known and loved to varying degrees over the years in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So we know that the introduction of the X-Men is coming shortly to the MCU. Obviously, why Kevin Feige didn't fast track this with some good quality writers a long time ago, we have no idea. But at the end of the day, we do know that it's coming. Well, one of the problems that we've seen over the years with Disney Marvel is a lot of the time they like to pull from some of the most recent comics. Now, any actual comic book reader out there or any just casual observer who knows the state of the current industry right now knows that that is probably not the best place to pull from if you want to make not only comic book fans happy, but actual, like, legitimate, just general audiences. And we've seen this happen with characters like Kamala Khan, were introduced in the Miss Marvel series, which was, up until recently, was the lowest watched Disney MCU movie on Disney Plus ever. It was really, really bad. Well, the show wasn't even bad. It was just made for very much a teenage audience about a character that no one really knew and had failed time and time in the comics. Well, ladies and gentlemen, X-Men is getting a little bit of a new launch out there in the Marvel comics out there. They're getting pushed out in new ways. They have a new series and some new titles that are coming out there that are supposed to reinvigorate and relaunch the comics over there with the X-Men. And one of the things that we've seen is time and time again, we know how the people that are currently running modern Disney Marvel comics is really panning out, ladies and gentlemen, and it's really not very well. The sales are absolutely in the toilet. There's only a few books that still sell consistently. The majority of the stuff is trash. We've seen time and time again canceled series after canceled series. And ladies and gentlemen, if Disney MCU, Kevin Feige, and all the rest of those fools over there decide to pull from the most modern iteration, the sneak peek that we have just got of the new evolution of X-Men and what they are trying to offer to the general public out there, ladies and gentlemen, Disney Marvel will continue to fail going forward time and time again, because this is going to be absolute abysmal, hot garbage, and all we need to do is look at some of those new pages. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what we're going to do, because our dear sweet friends over at Cosmic Book News have pulled some of these pages already from some of the latest issues and have showed us what we are in store for going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I, for one, am excited to show it to you and give you a preview of what the future of Disney Marvel and the X-Men very much might look like. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share it with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, because we are grinding, we are growing, and whether we're on Rumble or over on YouTube, we are getting our way closer and closer to 800 followers and subscribers, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, let us know what you think about these previews, whether these are comics you're going to go out there and create, whether you're excited about the future of Disney Marvel, or if you're as horrified and terrified and scared about what Kevin Feige is going to do to the X-Men going forward. Let me know what you think going in the comment section down below, or in the live chat if you're watching this currently right now as we're cutting the video. So here we have right here. Now, not only to say that the art looks cheap, I mean, this is kind of a pulled back picture, so I guess maybe you could give them some disagreements, but as somebody that is going over, there's on part of a Friday night comic shop talk over on 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser's show, Clobby's Clubhouse, we go through a lot of classic comics and some of the new stuff that we like. And even as a guy that is reading some current comics inside the Energon universe, the new Transformers stuff, this kind of art is absolute hot garbage. This looks like children's drawings, something that should show up and maybe, like, I don't know, a Sunday funnies, you know, the little comic strips in there, maybe something like that over there. But this looks, I mean, Wolf. Oh my God. Our poor boy Beast here just looks like an absolute abysmal fairy. He looks more like a werewolf than the Beast character we actually know. This just looks like absolute trash, hot garbage right here. But here's some of the fantastic writing we are getting, boys and girls. Don't worry about your boots. We're still working on this area. Dr. Henry McCoy, base director. I'm sorry about that, Dr. McCoy. That reaction, it's embarrassing. He was probably shocked by the way Beast looks, because, hey, guess what? He's kind of shocking. And in this drawing, he's really terrifying. Oh, think nothing of it, Chief Robbins. Heteromorphic genetic expression can often be startling, and I'm quite used to it now. Heteromorphic? Why isn't it just talking about his X gene and the development of his powers? Heteromorphic genetic expression. Tell me that doesn't just sound like buzzwords straight out of the modern leftist talking points right now. And I mean, look at this face. What did they do to our boy Beast? This is hideous. He looks like he's been on a 12-day nonstop party binging bender doing every consumable substance known to man. And he's probably now got something that he can't get rid of unless he goes to a doctor. And even then, it might not ever truly go away. This looks hideous. Does anybody over at Marvel care anymore? Clearly not, based on the evidence we have here. And then, of course, we have a wonderful little character right here. As we can see, this wonderful hairstyle that we see so much in the modern era. I think we can only imagine exactly what kind of character this person is going to be. And of course, because of all of the expletives that they love showing in here, because just one after another, your, whatever. And I've never should have joined your team. Yes, I'm sure. So this is going to be the person that's going to come into the X-Men team and criticize them for all their ways and what they're doing, and going to try to tell them a better way to live, because you know that based strictly on the haircut, ladies and gentlemen. But it goes farther from there, because who the frig is going to buy this is the question Cosmic Book News asked. As we can see here from the Ashes, a new beginning, New York X, where we've got our X-23, the spinoff of the who they've tried to replace Wolverine with now. And of course, once again, the failed character of Kamala Khan. And honestly, do you recognize anyone else on these covers? No, you don't. The majority of us will not. But I guarantee you, if Kevin Feige gets his way and all the rest of his little acolytes of the cult, these are exactly the characters they will be introducing in the new Disney Marvel-fied version of X-Men. And then, of course, we've got here, the world is broken. Forge knows how to fix it. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy Forge as a character. He's a great helper. He's a great side character. He's a great somebody to come in and help things. But Forge leading a new team of people who are completely and totally unknown? Yeah, let me rush right out. I can't wait to get the next Forge comic. Really? This is who they're going with. This is who they're going with. Not Wolverine, not Summers. No Professor X to be found. Not even a Jubilee from the animated series. Not even somebody that even layman's characters would recognize. No. And Jubilee fits all of their check boxes. That's the worst part. But no, boys and girls. It has to be their version of things. It has to be their version of the X-Men, because you will understand and respect it, because it's better than everything else that ever came before, boys and girls, because they're smarter, faster, and better than you simple little plebes, you little dweebs out there. Shut up and consume. And this is why they fail, because of garbage like this. Characters that nobody knows in a team where Forge is literally on a team with 3 other females. What do you want to bet they're going to drag him around by the nose, talk down to him, and be the bestest versions ever that will completely and totally outstrip him in every way, shape, or form? This is something we have seen time and time again, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, the classic, what we always know is coming, nothing more than a self-insert. And this is something we've seen time and time again. And oh, look at us here, boys and girls. We've got not only, now maybe she's just angry, and maybe that's why she's supposed to look so ugly in the face from this character here, but it's literally a nerd, don't touch me. And she's going to go all Super Saiyan wham and power and just wipe everybody out. And she's going to be the key to everything. She's going to be the successful. She's going to be the one person that can stop everybody else and teach you all a better way. And she's going to be a strong, young black woman. And why do I say self-insert, ladies and gentlemen? Well, because of the evidence we're introduced to right here. Because Eve L. Ewing puts the E in exceptional, because she's going to have an exceptional X-Men, and she's going to be the one responsible for all of this stuff and this wonderful new character that we have. Now, I don't know about you, boys and girls. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but maybe, just maybe, this creator looks a little bit like her own brand new character that she just literally made up out of nowhere. Yes, boys and girls, this is what the future of Disney Marvel Comics looks like. And if you don't understand the history or the track record of any of this kind of stuff, you don't understand why we are saying this is where the future of Disney Marvel is going. Let me explain it to you once again. Kamala Khan, who is a completely and totally failed character, who literally had 3 different series about her that failed time and time again, many after very few issues that came out. Once again, they tried to make her a staple of the Spider-Man universe. They tried to insert her into a comic where she had no history, no backstory, and no real relation to Spider-Man fans in any way, shape, or form. And then all of a sudden tried to give her this epic, tragic death, only to, of course, as per usual, bring her back from the death, which making her death have absolutely zero impact, made it have even less impact than the little amount of impact that it already did. Once again, this is a character that failed time and time again in the comics, and Disney Marvel decided to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a television show and marketing for her. Also, did you see The Marvels? Also, another version of Carol Danvers. It is much more a modern era version of Carol Danvers. I mean, just look at what they did to our dear sweet Eternals. I mean, holy cow, Jack Kirby would be spinning in his grave, and if he could come back from the dead, he would literally come back up around and slap them for what they did to one of his greatest creations. Ladies and gentlemen, this has happened time and time again. These woke psychopaths set it up in the comic book series and they push it into the comics. So then when it ends up in the movies and the television shows, they go, well, it's in the comics. It's in the comics. Because see, that used to be our argument back in the day, right? Where you go completely and totally against what's in the comics. None of this ever happened. This is how things are supposed to be. So what did they do? They fixed the problem, boys and girls, at least in their own minds. They defeated our argument by taking over our comic book companies and then inserting all of their nastiness and nonsense into it. And now they get to go, well, shut up, you stupid nerd. It's in the comics. Well, I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, as a connoisseur, as a guy that loves the Marvel characters and loves the Marvel stories and enjoys Marvel comics, this is not Marvel Comics anymore, and it hasn't been for a long time. We've seen the same thing happen over at DC, and we've seen the same thing happen at a lot of other comic book companies out there. Fortunately enough, we do have some people out there doing it right with the Energon universe. They're borderline indie at this point because of what they're doing, because they're actually going against the grain and they're actually making good quality stories that everybody loves. I highly recommend, if you're a comic book fan, go check those out. But this is not Marvel. This is Disney Marvel. This is woke Marvel. This is acolytes of the cult, people possessed by the spirit of the age, Marvel. So don't ever let them think that they can throw that argument against you. Don't ever let them think that they can throw that back at you, because this is not Marvel Comics, and it hasn't been for a very long time. And trust me, since now Disney runs it, there is a plan. There absolutely is a self-insert plan, and there absolutely is a wokeify and push back against the nerds, those bigots, those homophobes, those geeks, those little losers. They're stupid. They don't know anything. We'll prove them wrong. So they take over our comic book industry. And then when this character right here, this self-insert, shows up in the next Marvel movie, well, ladies and gentlemen, you'll know exactly that we were right. And if we're wrong, by God, I can't wait. I hope we're wrong. I hope they don't take anything out of these modern era comics, and that the Wolverine and Deadpool movie will not just be an anomaly, but it will be a change in the seasons. But boys and girls, without a change in leadership, that's never going to happen. And we don't see that happening anytime soon, boys and girls. So by all means, introduce your X-Men, Kevin Feige. I cannot wait to see you pull from the modern comics and watch it turn into the next disastrous dumpster fire, because all things Disney touches turns to dust, boys and girls, and make them feel the shame for it, because Kevin Feige, Bob Iger, and everybody else over there at Disney Marvel hold full and complete and total responsibility to destroying, decimating what was once a literal billion-dollar money-making franchise. Burn, baby, burn. You did it to yourself, Disney.